Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day. It is Tuesday, February 14th. Uh, nice day, good weather. I got an okay sleep, not a great one, not quite long enough, but it was good, uninterrupted, and that's the key. Makes me feel like I am not on another planet when I wake up, and that's wonderful. It's been life-changing. So I'm excited about that. Um, we've got a good show today. We have some fun. I think fun is the right word for our topics today. Our articles, our weather report. It's not too heavy. It's nice stuff. It's helpful. Health hints, health hacks, maybe, uh, and some health tips for people who are over 50 that Doug and I are all about. So I don't know what that says about us, Doug. Maybe that we're just kind of ahead of the game.
Yeah, I don't know. I was looking through that list and I was like, oh man, this is making me feel really old right now. Good
Yeah.
morning,
So
Matt. How's it going?
it's going well. I'm counting my lucky stars that I am healthy. My household is healthy because I know that's not your situation right now, right? It's only getting
Well,
worse, right?
well, I am counting my lucky stars because I am healthy. Because I am the only one that's healthy. I'm the only one who hasn't been, who's been able to hold any food down. I should say over the last couple
The only
days.
one. So all
The only
all
one. The whole
wow, I didn't realize
house.
that.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
a disaster in there. Uh, you do not want to go near our house right now. But so far, knock on wood, I am doing okay, and I'm here with you today, so that's good.
Yeah, that good. Because if we just don't show up one day, everyone will know Doug went down.
Doug went down.
That is the backup plan. I mean, that is the only backup plan we have. Is that if you get
Yeah,
sick,
well, sure.
there's no show. Probably. All right. Well, sorry to hear that. That's terrible. It's even worse than yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're doing all right. Are you practicing any form of like quarantining in the house? Like, do you sleep in separate beds and all that when someone gets sick, or do you just
We
still?
actually, so 2 nights ago and last night were the first times in our nearly 10 years of marriage that we've slept in separate beds when one of us was sick. But this one was
Yeah.
it was just too bad. So
Yeah.
I slept on the couch so that I could be right nearby I mean, really, it was like you never knew which room was going to be calling out for help. So,
Oh my gosh. Wow.
uh,
Oh, it's terrible. I feel
yeah.
bad for you. That is no fun. Hopefully, everyone gets better soon, and you can keep avoiding it.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't,
Why are you? Could it be the pull-ups? What do you think is the
Could be,
cause? What's
yeah,
making you avoid it?
I think it's these tips for 50-year-olds that
Yeah,
that are coming in that we can talk about later.
maybe that's what it is. All these practices we're doing.
Either that or my Compliment Essential, my daily dose of Compliment Essential and Daily
Oh,
Greens. So
is the family they don't take those?
they do. So
They do too.
that can't
Okay.
be it. But
Pretty good deductive science there, Doug.
yeah, well, I
Uh,
do probably look a bit more disheveled. I haven't really taken care of myself.
nah, you look all
So
right.
yeah, your hair's growing out and looking good. I like
It
the
is it's starting to
kind
get
of different
right.
colors in there.
It is. It's getting two toned. I probably need to do something about it soon. Chances are, I'll just give it another buzz, and all the blonde will be gone. Which that's how I convinced myself to do it in the beginning. That it
Yeah.
would be quick, short lived. Okay, so my mom says that according to the Weather Channel, which I know she watches a lot of, the news or their news, the norovirus is on the rise. Doug, have you gotten any
Yeah,
diagnosis yet?
that's what we self-diagnosed. We
Okay.
had heard that somebody sent us an article about that yesterday, and kind of that's the self-diagnosis. All the symptoms are pointing to the norovirus,
Aren't all the
which
symptoms of all sicknesses the same?
well, this one there's been no fever, which is really interesting.
Hmm.
It's just
Okay.
all nausea and everything that comes with
Hmm.
that.
Right. Okay.
Um,
And what's the
but
prognosis? How long is that going to stick around? How long does the norovirus typically last?
I think like 72 hours.
Okay.
So we should be well. Katie should be. She's feeling much better today. She's still in
Oh,
bed,
good.
but on the up. And now the
Great.
kids are making their way through it. So I
Oh,
mean, if
good.
I come out of this and we make it to Atlanta, then that's going to be a miracle.
Yeah. Right. Well, I think you might. I mean, you've probably been exposed for many days now,
Yeah.
and if you haven't gotten it at first, you're probably immune by now. So, well, let's keep hoping that. All right. Well, good morning to a bunch of regulars who are here: Lucy B, Mr. Jeffrey, Steven. Steven does a little Truman Show reference. I like that. Uh, have people forgotten about the Truman Show? I've rewatched it a few times in the past couple of years, and I always think I kind of like this movie.
I have seen it, but and so that's a reference. I wouldn't have picked that up. I mean,
Well,
it's been a
he
long
says
time.
that in the reference in the movie. I don't know for sure that that's where it originated, but I think so.
Okay. Well, happy Valentine's Day, Matt. We haven't said
Yeah.
that yet.
No, we have
Um,
not wished each other a happy Valentine's Day, but now we have.
I am sending my love to you this morning, Matt,
Yeah,
and to the entire audience here,
definitely.
and this community. It's this is such a bright spot of my day, of my morning, every day, and I love chatting with everybody. It's
It
fun.
is good. This is probably good for our health, Doug. This is probably that was not on the what to do once you turn 50
Mm,
health tips, but the social engagement. I mean, this is work, but and it's talking to a computer screen. There's no human in the room with me, but it sure feels like human interaction. So, and not just with you, but with the audience as well.
yeah.
Uh, so maybe this is good for us, except for the three screens that we're staring at.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Um, but yeah, absolutely. So the question of the day is, what is your favorite vegan candy for Valentine's Day? I asked it in Instagram as well, if you want to pin it. Um, and I don't know. Do you have a favorite vegan candy, Matt?
I haven't really thought about it. Transparency here. We just thought of this a second before we started the show. We realized we had no question. I know, but I'm trying to explain. I want to do a better job with the questions. I want them to be a little more thought provoking, so it's not just like, hey, we're throwing out this thing so you can, we're
Mm-hmm.
just engagement farming here with putting out a thing to get people to answer. More hoping to stimulate actual conversation. But no, I don't. I can't think of a favorite vegan candy. I don't really eat that much candy. I'm sure one will come to me once people start saying them. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
think about Halloween. What do I take? I take the Twizzlers sometimes from the kids. Those are okay. I mean, they're not my favorite. I much prefer like good black licorice when vegan. I really
Mm-hmm.
like a lot. It's not. It's barely candy, and that's a 50-year-old person candy. I don't know. What
Mr.
about you?
Jeffries, Mr. Jeffries says Sour Patch Kids, and James says that as well.
Mm,
James N over on YouTube,
hmm.
and that would probably be my, like, a cheap candy. That would definitely be my favorite. I like the chewy stuff. I like the kind of fruity, chewy,
Yeah.
sour stuff. But every year for Christmas, my stepmother sends me, or my stepmother-in-law, whatever. My mother-in-law sends me these vegan fudge things. That there's like a vegan fudge place in Rochester that she gets them and sends them to me.
Hmm.
And that is, I mean, I could, just one of them. They're super rich. You don't need a lot of those. It's just so good. I would put that at the top of my vegan candy list.
Okay. Very good. Steven mentions vegan Kit Kats. He loves those recently, but otherwise the same. No sweet tooth here. Yeah, that's how I was. I had a Kit Kat and it was good, tasted just like the old Kit Kats did. I got this in Germany for those who were not with us then. Um, but my tastes have changed. I'm not that interested in like chocolate that much anymore. I don't know. It's just
Hmm.
like too rich sometimes. Although I did just have Erin, my wife, just made a nice little Valentine's, sort of like a peanut butter cup, but it heart shaped, but vegan chocolate peanut butter in the middle,
Mm.
and that was quite good. So I do like things when she makes them, which is
Do
actually
you
true.
get do you get the Girl Scout cookies, the Thin Mints, or any other vegan?
I don't think we often do, but we do have a box in our refrigerator this year that we got from the neighbor. How about you? You do that?
Yeah,
That's not a candy
same.
though, right? Cookie's not a candy.
No, cookies probably not a candy, but
But
no, it's sweet.
someone asked if chocolate is a candy, and yes, I'd say chocolate is a candy. I don't know why a cookie's not, because it's the same as a Kit Kat. I mean, that's just a
Yeah.
cookie in a rectangle shape. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think the gummies. I usually would rather have some sort of gummies. Not always easy to get vegan, but if I can get that, like you, I would do that. Except I'm not into the sour sugar coating that's on Sour Patch Kids. Like Swedish Fish, that's a great vegan candy for
Mm,
me.
mm, mhm.
That'd be one I would like to take from the kids' Halloween box for sure.
And they'd probably
Um,
happily give it away, because what kid likes Swedish Fish?
no,
But
they all like that. Is that a joke?
do they?
Yeah, that's like one
Okay.
of the top 3 seed candies, I think, for my kids. Maybe because
Oh,
I
wow.
hooked it
Okay.
up. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, you know what? I've had a bad experience with Sour Patch Kids a long time ago, where I would like sort of suck the sugar off them, I think, to get it to turn into a regular gummy, and then my tongue got all scraped up and stuff from that.
Mm.
So I've never really have come back to them since. uh, all right. So Jill says Trader Joe's vegan dark chocolate peanut butter cups. Someone else said Trader Joe's X and O's gummies. I I kind of picture those, but I don't think I've ever had them. Purdy's makes some good vegan chocolate. There's another chocolate company, those little egg things or little M&M like things that are in Whole Foods. I can't think of the name now. Someone I'm sure can pull it for us. And Mr. Jeffrey says Matt doesn't like the sugar coating because it's too many toppings. Yeah, that's kind of right. That's a good point.
Over on Instagram, we got Me Time Plants says Who vegan chocolate bars, any vegan chocolate.
Yeah, those are good. Those Who bars are good.
I've never had one of those.
It's short for human, and they make they call themselves paleo, I think, and vegan and other things. Dairy free, basically, is what it is. They make some good. They're like salted chocolate that is pretty delicious.
And Lens Morris 09 says Unreal quinoa candies. They're
like Unreal. That's the brand I was trying to think of. The Whole Foods brands. Yes, so quinoa candies. That's probably like Nestle Crunch Bar sort of thing, but they use quinoa instead of rice.
Okay.
You tracking with me there, Doug? Seems like you'd be into a crunchy candy. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading some comments, but that's the problem. Is sometimes what you say registers, but I'm like getting input from multiple different places.
It's hard. It's hard hosting a show and providing this entertainment for people, but we do.
it's hard work, man. Oh,
okay. A couple people are confirming Unreal is the brand, so that's good. Steven says, "Do you have Vago chocolate bars in the U.S.? Those are good." No, Steven, we don't all have all these vegan candies that you get over there. Just to keep that in mind. I guess that's what he's doing by asking. So no, we don't. Are cinnamon bears vegan? Says Drew Designs. I don't know what cinnamon bears are. Are they something that sort of tastes like a Fireball cinnamon like, but they're gummy bears?
Ooh.
Vaguely remember that sort of thing, but I don't think I've ever had it if it is real. So these are all candies. I don't know do people give candy for Valentine's Day or just chocolate for Valentine's Day? I don't really know.
I think chocolate, probably. We're talking candy here, but really I think chocolate is the traditional gift.
Oh, speaking of gifts, Doug, did you still present your tickets for some sort of event, even though Katie's ill? No, not yet.
No.
Okay.
No, so I did make an early morning CVS run this morning, and man, that place is full of Valentine's junk.
Yeah, those places are full of any holidays junk. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I thought I was like, should I get a little like funny little bear or something for my kids? I'm like, nope, not gonna do it. Absolutely not gonna do it. that is $15 I can save.
Yeah. I went to a little Valentine's date this morning with my wife Erin. We went out and got some coffee at this little coffee truck we have near our house. We'd never been before, and I got a new their coffee they recommended. They said you have to get this one. It has cardamom in it and rose water and simple syrup, but it's a latte. You can get it with oat milk and double. Their typical espresso shot is a double. So it was a latte with those extra creams. No, a coffee truck near our house. Like
okay.
It's a permanent fixed in a parking lot, and they're just always there. But we'd never been before, and it was pretty gourmet drink, and the place is like a gourmet kind of coffee truck. So I'm pretty excited about that discovery, and that mix was a really good coffee.
Yeah, well, a latte that you're into. I like it.
Yeah, I don't always get lattes, but I'm curious now to try their other drinks as well. One more candy. I didn't mean to leave out James N, because he's a new listener, I think. He says, anybody ever tried Truppo Treats vegan candy bars? No, I've never heard of that, unfortunately. But
no,
it sounds like it could be good. James N, I'm curious if you found this show via YouTube somehow. If it recommended it to you in the algorithm, because that's one of the things I've been wondering is, are people finding it in that way? Because we're getting some decent numbers on YouTube. And I suspect that some of that is happening. And I hope it is, but don't know for sure. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's probably enough with the candy talk. If anyone has more, feel free to submit them so that we can jump back to it and be distracted. But we'll move on. What else, Doug? Anything else going on in your world? Will Katie's sickness affect the gift that you're giving her?
No.
So that event is not in the very near future.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
I mean, not like this week. So no.
Okay.
We're good.
You're pretty tight-lipped about this, Doug. You're not.
I am. Well, she listens to the show, man, and I haven't given it to her yet.
The gift hasn't fallen through or something, has it? And now she's going to wonder where it is. There is none.
No, I don't think so. I think we're good.
Okay. All right. Good. Well, I can't wait till it's revealed, and then you can share it.
There's a lot of build up here, man. It's like overly built up. I'm gonna say I shouldn't tell you anything because this is what you
No, you're
always
right.
do. You're like you keep bringing things back, and it turns into a bigger thing than it is.
That is the worst. All right. Well, what I had for dinner last night, I sauteed some of that leftover shredded chicken that I had made out of seitan, or out of chickpeas, chickpea flour, and wheat gluten. So it is essentially seitan. I sauteed that in a little buffalo sauce, and then later for Holden in some barbecue sauce, and it was pretty delicious. I was super happy with that, and we're still going to get more meals out of it, and it probably cost, I don't know, $4 of ingredients instead of like 15. So if you got the time,
Nice.
go check that one out. It's a TikTok recipe. Unfortunately, I don't know the name in front of me. I have the name, but you can go listen to our last week's shows or read the reviews, and you'll see, or read the descriptions, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I really want to try that out.
It feels good to make your own seitan. You know what? It's like any of those fake meats feel like that must be something you can't make at home. And when you make it yourself, it makes you realize, like, yes, probably still not the healthiest of food choices, but I mean, maybe healthier than meat. Like it's not that process. It's not like it's 3D printing going on. It's just mixing some flour and water, really. And the gluten, which I've reminded people before, you can get gluten from flour. So you take already refined flour, of course. So that's one step of processing. And then you can rinse it. You rinse away the starch, and you're left with the gluten. I haven't done it at home, but I'm told you can do that. So it is processing, but it's processing that sort of can be done by a person. So I tend to think that's a good thing. And the point is, it feels good to make it.
Yeah,
because it just feels like it's healthier, even if it's not.
All right. I made myself a box of vegan mac and cheese last night.
Okay. So you're digging pretty deep into the reserves at this point, right?
I was cooking for one, and and trying to do it as quickly and simply as possible, and and so that's where I landed, and it was mildly satisfying, mostly unsatisfying.
It was mac and cheese. You said vegan mac and cheese.
Yeah, like it came from Thrive Market. It was just like a vegan box mac and cheese that was. I threw in some spinach and some chickpeas, and mixed it in.
Yeah, that's good.
It was fine.
Little health boost. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, it's better. I mean, it's better than just eating plain mac and cheese.
That's true. So, yeah. Uh-huh.
Good. Nice job. All right. Well, let's get into some real content. I just pinned a comment. If you're interested in about the seitan, you can go over to YouTube and see that. All right. This is a fun weather report today, Doug, because we're adding visual effects. So we've now got audio background, visual screen sharing, plus this well-crafted report that I assemble each day.
Are we gonna? We're sharing screen, or just sharing links?
That'd be the goal. If you can share the screen itself.
Okay.
Is that possible?
Sure.
That way, as I'm going through, people can see these billboards that we're talking about and such. If they're on YouTube. By the way, if you're on Instagram, and I see that 4 people are, go over to YouTube, youtube.com/NoMeatAthlete. Click on the live tab, and then you can see what I think is the show. The Instagram thing, that's just a little like promotional tool we do where we simulcast over there. The actual show is on YouTube because now there can be quotes put on the screen. There can be pictures put on the screen. You can see better camera angles. The audio is more consistent. So go over there, youtube.com/NoMeatAthlete. All right, Doug, you ready to jump into this weather report?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Speaking of candy, California chocolate. Speaking of candy, that's a rough start. All right,
almost good. Almost nailed it, man.
Music off, starting over. Yeah,
doing a whole hard restart, man. I like it.
All right, take 2. Californian chocolate brand Ocho Candy has collaborated with Miyoko's Creamery to launch a range of plant-based caramels. This is big news. Made with Miyoko's European-style cultured vegan butter. I'm not going to yell into the microphone anymore. The caramels come in 4 flavors: classic, cinnamon, coffee, and chocolate. These are basically caramels and chocolate. That's what we've all longed for. Just haven't been able to get them vegan. Or if we could, that caramel was coconut-based, and now it's not anymore because Miyoko's butter, I think, is cashew-based. So much better flavor on these. I thought this was going to be the first like collaboration Miyoko's done. Turns out, no. She's Renewal Mill offers gluten-free and upcycled, whatever that means. In this case, I don't know. Salted peanut butter cookies with Miyoko's butter. Her end of run butter. So she gives them the seconds, I guess. And then so that's the upcycled. Okay, good. And then Frankie and Joe's Seattle ice cream shop uses the butter for its seasonal butter toffee and ice cream. So that's pretty minor use. So I think this Ocho is a pretty big use, and this is cool. This is like Intel Inside, where now it's gonna be like featuring Miyoko's maybe on all these packages, and suddenly things will be a lot better.
I think that is awesome. I like it.
Yeah, me too. All right, next up, La Vie, which is UK's favorite plant-based bacon. I even today would have thought that was a cheese brand, but no, that's bacon. I just haven't had it. They're celebrating Valentine's Day by writing a love letter to meat, but it's a breakup letter. They published it in a UK national newspaper. Then later they're going to be delivering it around London today, just outside some of the capital's infamous meat hotspots. Doug, I think you got the wrong thing there. You get the right link up, right? I'm not even able to see your thing.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
good.
I got it.
All right, I thought you jumped ahead. They're doing that. They've got an ad bike that will be comically delivering this letter. The reason for the breakup is that the meat is environmentally unfriendly and hurts the pigs, and all these other obvious reasons why you break up with meat. And on top of that, they're going to be handing out flowers and 5,000 units of their delicious meat-free smoky bacon this Tuesday. That's today, outside Farrington Station, to help their customers break up with meat. So that's exciting. And finally, in more ad news,
hold on. I like this final line. I'm reading the breakup note, and it's okay, but the final line's pretty good.
Okay.
I considered stopping by for a final rendezvous. One last late night sausage. But it's too late. I've moved on.
Is that supposed to be sexual innuendo there? Is that?
I mean, it has to be, right?
I guess. I like it. Pretty good.
It's clever, yeah.
Okay, a little edgy. A little too edgy for me. I don't like the X-rated content on this show.
That's true.
And finally, controversial billboard in LA. That's United States, Los Angeles for Steven.
Hold on here.
What's the problem, Doug?
Is it sharing properly? I don't know.
Well, I'm just going to keep reading. Okay. It has revealed. Well, no, it hasn't revealed. It says 9 out of 10 serial killers grew up drinking milk, and then it shows 3 serial killers with milk mustaches. Those are Jeffrey Dahmer, Richard Ramirez, and Charles Manson with their milk mustaches. And apparently, this is a spoof on a previous actual dairy ad that was saying 9 out of 10 Olympians grew up drinking milk. And the obvious statistical thing, which they've done a great job here of parodying, I think, is that those facts don't matter if you don't know the ratio or the rate of the entire cohort, right? So if we look at the entire population, how many of them grew up drinking milk? Probably 9 out of 10 as well. So we can say the same thing about anyone, including serial killers. Here's the big thing, though. Here's the bomb that we're going to drop. In this post from Plant-Based News, they exclusively reveal, they say exactly those words, that Switch for Good, led by Olympic medalist and anti-dairy activist Dotsie Bausch, is responsible. So no one knew who this was from. They revealed it, and now we are sharing it here. We're breaking the fact that they revealed it here. So if you don't read Plant-Based News, we're probably breaking that for you. Breaking that they revealed it. So
breaking news, Plant-Based News reports.
It's like that when Michael Scott in The Office, he writes a big quote on the board. It says, you missed 100% of the shots you don't take. And then he puts Wayne Gretzky, and then he quotes the entire thing and puts Michael Scott underneath of it. He's the one saying the quote. It's a great
so good
billboard.
Well, why did she not want the world to know that it was her? I mean,
I don't know. Maybe she just wanted some mystery around it, not tell who it was. People would wonder, and then, or maybe they did some investigative journalism, and found it out. Although it's all over their website apparently, so I guess they were just waiting until they were ready.
Waiting for somebody to figure
now
out.
You can go to their website and you can find who did it, and some more stats about it.
If you go to thekillermilk.com, it says we are Switch for Good. Switch for Good popping up. I see it just like all over the place. I don't really know anything about it.
It's Dotsie Bausch. She was an Olympian. I don't actually know what her sport is. I've known her sport, and I've talked to her a couple times. So I should know. I want to say skiing, but I don't know if that's correct. Actually, I don't think that is correct. I think maybe speed skating. Google this.
Speed skating.
Well, I don't. I shouldn't guess. What am I? What do I know? She appears to be dressed in a speed skate. No.
Well, did you just Google her sport? Why don't you just Google her name? Probably says it in the bio. Oh. Her costume. Mm-hmm. Wow. Cool. Uh-oh. Matt, you froze on both. Hey, you back? You're back on Instagram. I'm not seeing you on the restream. Okay. Yep, you are gone from restream for me. Matt's frozen. Don't worry, folks. It's gonna be okay. If you're watching on YouTube, Matt will be back. This might be bad. He's saying that I'm going to fill everybody in on Instagram. His Wi-Fi is officially out. So, oh yeah, YouTube. That's what I mean. And Mr. Jeffrey points out right after Matt claims that YouTube is much better. So, stay calm. No one panic. We're coming back soon. Maybe, maybe not. Do I have to entertain people? So, Doug, fill us in on the pull-ups. All right. Anne-Marie wants to know what's going on with the pull-up challenge. You can see the rings up there. It's harder to do than you think. Rings up there. You know, pull-ups are coming along pretty well. Still doing it every day. Feeling stronger most days. I've been really tired the last few days, so that's been a little bit of a challenge. Matt, I'm seeing you on Instagram. What's the latest? Fill us in here. Oh, wow.
If you're on Instagram, all right.
He's back.
Am I back?
You look back
Okay.
to me.
And all right, and I guess we'll just go with it. Does it seem like it's working?
I don't know. Can everybody hear Matt on the YouTube?
Steven says, "Hey, here I'm going to switch again, Doug. So it might be one more switch here, one more go out."
Okay. Oh man, if I had the ukulele, they're telling me to bring the ukulele in, do a little show for you. If I had it handy, I would totally just start serenading you guys. Maybe do a little Rebecca Black cover, or I don't know, what are some other hits that we talk about here? All right. This is quite awkward. All right, Matt, come on back.
All right, I'm back. Can you see me?
I can see you.
Okay.
And I can hear
I think
you.
we're all good. Amazingly, we actually gained Instagram people during that period, which I don't know what that says about our regular content. If that we did,
I think that we had some people switch
they
over.
probably migrated. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, good. All right, well, I'm back. All right, what was the pull-up update? I just missed it. In case anyone didn't hear that.
I mean, nothing new. Just that it's still happening.
Greasing the groove.
Greasing the groove, progressing, but not as much as I would like. I actually think. All right, this is something I'd like your opinion on, Matt. I'm thinking about maybe a few times a week, doing like a real actual workout, like 20 minutes of trying to do some like a pull-up workout, some different exercises that would. Yeah.
What would be the other
To
exercises?
help speed things up.
Like other exercises that aren't pull-ups, or actual pull-ups just like going harder or something?
Like pull-ups or yeah, like using a stool or something to kind of like help assist with it so I can kind of max out more. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know. I haven't put any research into this. This is just an idea. I'm just thinking I'm not progressing as quickly as I thought I would
Mhm.
with the slow greasing of the groove. So maybe there's something I can do to kind of help speed things
Okay.
up. Or if that's going to mess up the grease of the groove, because then I'm going to be maybe sore or something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Right. I think those are the right concerns. I think as long as you can keep that greasing the groove going, I would say
Mm-hmm.
maybe take a day off after your, or be okay with taking a day off after your hard workout day. Even then, I wouldn't. Even then, I would just do one grease the groove session that next day, rather than like the 3 to 5 that you should be doing each day. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't think that's a problem, especially if that's your only focus. So I think that's okay. But the important thing is don't let it knock you off the habit, and that would be my biggest concern. That you do a couple of those, and then suddenly you're going to just stop doing the grease the groove. Because the important thing is that a month from now or 2 months from now, you can look back and say, I did this every single day. That's why I can do
Right.
these pull-ups now.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
but yeah, I think that would add some excitement and variety. So
Mm-hmm.
I think you should go for it. You don't have a, can you, because like Holden, when he's trying to learn how to do pull-ups, we have all these just bands that he wraps around the bar and uses
Yeah.
assistance. Do you have those kind of things, or would that even work with the
I
gymnastics
don't.
rings?
Several people in the YouTube comments have recommended the resistance band. Um, I don't have one, but I mean, I can definitely get those are cheap. I would
Yep.
not. That would not be as big of a of an obstacle. I could
But would
order that
it,
right
would it
after the
work
show.
with the rings? Is my question.
Oh well, if I use the bar, I think
Oh, you have a
if I
bar.
put
That's right.
the
I forgot you have a bar on
mhm,
there. Okay.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, but I'd be patient. I mean, I would like this grease the groove thing. Again, it's not that it's going to make you immediately better. It's that
Right.
you're getting,
Well, I think you got in my head, Matt. You said 3 weeks to 5 pull-ups,
yeah,
and
2 days from
you
now,
got in my
the
head.
deadline. I think I said 2 weeks. Deadline is in 2 days. You should be doing them. So maybe that was wrong. Maybe that was a little optimistic. But
Mhm.
I don't think you're that far off. I think if you keep going with this, I don't know, another 2 weeks, you're gonna be pretty happy with your progress. So yeah, I
Yeah.
say definitely add something in, add the variety, keep it fun, go for a little heavier day
Yeah.
now and then, uh, and just see what happens.
All right. Good advice.
Okay. Good. All right. Then let's get into our topic. I don't know if we need more than one article today. I think this one actually will suffice, but we'll see if we want to jump into the next one. If not, we'll kick that one to tomorrow. But this is the one we've been hyping up since the beginning. Bestlifeonline.com. I think I've heard of that before. I don't really know if that's a reputable source. They do say expert based on this. They check mark it, which seems to be one of the trends publications do these days is put
Hmm.
expert based on it, which anyone could put that anywhere they
Fact
want.
checked, expert
Right,
based.
right. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean a whole lot necessarily. It could, but the way people use it, it doesn't have to mean almost anything. Uh, all right, so this is for over age of 50, which I thought we probably have a lot of people in this audience who are over 50, and for that reason, it's a good article anyway. But as I was looking at it, I started to realize these are the things we've been talking about for the past like 10 years. Like these are the tips from No Meat Athlete Radio that many of these have had multiple episodes dedicated to them. Maybe all of them. Well, not Sunscreen. Sunscreen hasn't. These have all been like things that we've gone through and said like this is enough to talk a lot about. Uh, and I think that speaks to what they say in the intro to this article, which is that it's not just like this is good for you if you're older, if you're that age. It's more like these are the things that with age comes the wisdom to know that not all trends are created equal. Very few actually merit a jump on the bandwagon. So I think the bigger point here is not that these are good for people over 50. It's that if you're over 50, you've been around enough to see the trends come and go, and you know that these, they're not just trends that come and go. These are kind of time tested tips. So I actually like them for that reason. And I hope that's why we've actually latched onto them and kept them. All right, so let's get into them. Number one, I don't like this wording. Hack your sleep is their number one tip, which just
Yeah.
sounds like the antithesis of what we just said, right? Because hacking stuff, I feel like
Right.
hacking stuff is what comes and goes or came and went. And now it's more
Uh-huh.
like, figure out how to do something right and spend time to get it right. And don't just hack it. But mostly they're saying get a better sleep. Sleep is important.
Yeah.
They give a lot of reasons why it is, evidence why it is. If you're over 50,
They recommend 7 to 9 hours if you're over 50.
Yep.
Yeah.
Using whatever tools.
Use whatever tools are at your disposal,
Yeah.
including drugs. No, I'm just kidding.
Could include drugs, I guess. They say whatever tools.
Yeah.
And it's expert based. This could mean investing in a white noise machine, upgrading your mattress, cutting caffeine earlier in the day, or tracking your sleep with an app. And yeah, all those things could be useful. They could be harmful. The tracking sleep with the app, I think, for me, got to a point where it was harmful. I might go back to it now that I've figured out this thing about if I stay up late, I sleep better. I'm kind of curious to see what's happening now.
Yeah, I would love to know how your data has changed over the years.
Yeah, me too. It's such a profound shift in the past 2 months or a month and a half since I've started doing this go to bed late thing. I'm not going to spend long talking about my sleep because I do that plenty, but I go to bed late now and then I can't help but wake up early. So what happens is I fall asleep at midnight and I sleep great until like 6:30 and then I'm up and I can't go back to sleep. So now I'm getting a great 6.5 hours, whereas before I was getting like laying in bed for 10 hours and feeling awful and like who knows how many hours. But I feel so much better this way than I did that way. So that's why I need to look at it. All right, so that's sleep. They do say adequate sleep can reduce stress, improve mood, boost the immune system, all of which help prevent chronic diseases and promote healthy aging. Yeah, and that mood thing, man, that's a huge one. Okay, so that's that one. Number 2, no secret here, embrace a plant-based diet. That's kind of cool to see on bestlife.com, which I don't, like I said, don't know that much about, but I don't think it's like a dedicated plant-based site.
And no, but they got expert contributors.
Exactly, so. With a check mark confirming at the top that this is expertly done. So they say going plant-based doesn't mean you have to become a strict vegetarian. They're talking about minimizing animal products like meat and dairy, while featuring the plant-based foods that we all know and love. I think that's great. I think that I'm still going to say that wave of the future, that this diet, I mean, it's happening already, but I still think there's a lot more to come of people saying, I can be so much healthier and I don't have to be all the way vegan. I can just, eat a whole lot of vegetables and be mostly vegan. Now, the question is, can people make that work? I don't know. Like, do they need more guidelines than that and more guardrails? I don't know. But I think this is it's not controversial. It just makes you healthier and happier and all these things. So I think it's great. I hope this flexitarian thing, gets more traction. Plant-based diet. So that's plant-based diet. Number 3, make time for micro workouts. Here we go again. We've done a bunch of episodes on this topic. Sort of when we don't have anything else to talk about, we say, well, let's talk about like a fitness thing, how we can work it into our day. But we've spent a lot of time talking about these different ideas of like, because we all go through these periods where we don't do any fitness, especially strength training. And we think like, what if instead of that, what if we had just had the tiniest little micro fitness habit of like, I don't know, do 20 push-ups in the course of the day. And you can knock them all out at once if you want, do 10 and 10 or whatever, 5, 5, 5, 5. Like if you just did that for a whole year instead of taking the year off, you'd probably be in somewhat better health as a result. At least you'd be stronger, right? I mean, your arms would be better, your muscle.
And probably more flexible and yeah,
right.
Just like
right. And so you've done the something similar of having the kettlebell near your desk so that you can just now and then do a workout. Again, you got to figure out like the habit part of it. That's the hard part, because to me, what's easy to do is always easy to not do. So it's very easy just to see the kettlebell and then get you so used to seeing it that you don't even think that you're going to do it. Because it's such a tiny thing. But the greasing the groove thing, that very idea, that's the same thing. Short bursts of physical activity throughout the day, incorporated into the routine. So it just sort of happens automatically. I like it. I think it's great. I do think like I've never like gained fitness doing that. That's my problem with it. It's kind of a maintenance mode. It just prevents you from kind of going to hell.
So I would disagree with that. Okay. I mean, not like major gains, but so, when I first got my 35-pound kettlebell or something around there, it was, what I was doing, the simple workouts were quite taxing.
Yep.
Just a couple minutes of kettlebell swings or lifts, or shoulder presses or whatever, we're kind of taxing, or we're quite taxing. And then it wasn't that long, maybe a couple months before, it was not taxing anymore, and I moved up to a larger kettlebell and just saw some like incremental gains there, but some clear proof that I was getting stronger and getting a little bit fitter. It's not like my physique totally changed or anything like that, but I think you do gain. There are certain things you can gain, not just maintain. And hopefully this pull up thing will demonstrate that as well.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think if you pick, like, if you have one thing, and this grease the groove thing, by the way, I remember reading in the book, the guy was like, or maybe it was in the forums, but they said maybe do grease the groove with 2 things at once, but don't try to do 3. Like, you're just going to get to like you're trying to do too many things, and you're not really going to be focusing enough, getting enough reps of the ones you want. And so that's kind of my thing, is like these examples, they work well for like one movement. I don't know if you can really get yourself like into great shape.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you're doing one movement in a lot of ways throughout the day, but then your whole day turns into that instead of just like getting it done in a workout. So anyway, I think it's a great habit.
But so what if it pairs? I mean, I know that's not really what we're talking about, but like I'm still running multiple times a week, and I think that like if I am getting stronger upper body fitness, like it's only going to help me, right? And contribute to better running fitness as well. So the runs aren't micro workouts, but it's I think they're all kind of connected in their own way.
You're right. And I think in your case, like the running is your main thing. So this is perfectly adequate to supplement it with something that's on its own wouldn't be enough to really get you in great shape. But yeah, I mean, I think this is a great habit, great way to add some fitness to your routine. So I'm not at all opposed to it. I think you need a little more than micro workout. I think micro workouts, if that's all you're doing, should kind of be treated as your maintenance phase, and then you still got to have some growth. All right, people are quickly just jumping into the comments. A lot of people who are over 50. I was right about that. Someone asked who is here, and I'm 42. Doug, what are you, 38?
37.
37, okay. So Anne-Marie says, how many of us are over 50? So I know she is. Kate said she's 54. Leslie Knight, 54. Jill, 54. Wow, sweet spot here. 53, Jill is. Anne-Marie, 54. Mr. Jeffrey, he's asking about rebounding. I mean, that'd be a great grease the groove. Walk by the rebounder every now and then and rebound. Sid Garza-Hillman would be into it. I don't know if it's really, if it really cleanses your cells or if it, whatever it's supposed to do, get your cells doing something and getting the lymph system pumping. I don't know if that's real or not, but it gets you out of breath. So why not do it? Dale Stevens.
Speaking of Sid was the first person to introduce me to the concept of micro workouts. He went through a phase where he was in Strava. He was tracking every single micro workout as well, so you could see exactly everything he had done during that day. And honestly, it was super inspiring to like kind of see all these like little mini things that were happening throughout the day, and it was motivation. Like anytime I'd see that, I'd be like, yeah, I could pump out 20 push-ups right now. Let's do it.
Right. Yeah, I like that. I mean, Sid's he's the small stepper, and he did that with diet, so of course he would do that with fitness too. So yeah, is he active still on YouTube or anything? I haven't really heard of him.
He has a podcast that comes out multiple times a week.
He's still doing that. Okay.
And I'm not sure about YouTube.
I don't think he's still.
I think he
stopped it, right?
What's that?
I think he stopped his YouTube show.
Yeah, maybe. But he definitely got off of all the social media stuff. So.
Well, maybe he'll join us on here at some point, because he'd be a fun guy to have on. Mr. Jeffrey says, I hate the trampoline. I don't hate the trampoline. I just question whether it really stimulates the lymphatic system or cleanses your body on a cellular level or whatever some of the claims are. But I get it. You could feel that G-force. It might get your body to do some different stuff than running, for example. It is kind of boring, but I don't hate it. It's okay. Very close to donating our trampoline. We have one. We never use it, so I'm ready to get rid of it. Okay, so that is the fitness thing. Aisha did 40 sit-ups and 20 push-ups this morning. Way to go. Perfect. That's right, two different movements. I like it. My version of that has been the hanging leg raise for the past like almost a year now. I've been doing, every time I go through that garage, I try to get at least one set of 5 per day. So that's mine. Okay, so that's number 3 there. On to number 4. On 4. Practice mindfulness. I mean, such a broad thing. Practice mindfulness, right? That could mean meditation, yoga. You could be mindful while you run. It could just mean having a moment where you don't have a screen on. I mean, I don't know if I'm sitting there reading a book, my Kindle Paperwhite, is that mindfulness? Am I focusing on one activity and that's therefore mindfulness? Not really focusing on my own inner activity. I'm just
Yeah,
processing.
I wouldn't call reading mindfulness unless it's a mindfulness book that's making you
Hmm.
self
Right.
reflect.
Yeah, that's a good point. But it definitely is an activity that is focused and like, yeah, there's a difference here. And I haven't thought of this before because I used to think that when I would sit and play drums and like work on some exercises, but like extreme focus would be required because it was just complicated stuff. I thought that's very similar to what I feel when I'm done with meditation. Like I'm just like, my
Mm,
brain just feels like it focused on one thing for a long time, but it's not really inner focus at all. It's just outer.
yeah.
So, or outward. So anyway, I don't know, but let's assume we're talking about inward focus here. You're not doing anything specifically. You're just sitting there or moving. I don't know. So yeah, you should do that. I don't do nearly enough mindfulness anymore. I've gotten really away from that stuff, largely because I wasn't seeing huge benefits from when I did do it. So I kind of just stopped.
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, I could do better with this one. We've definitely done a lot of episodes
Yeah, I
about it.
could too. Yeah, we have done a lot of episodes because we both like tried it a lot
Yeah,
and had different times when we were more successful at the habit than others, and
right.
I've certainly fallen out of it as well recently. But
And
um,
you notice worse results or well-being when you're not doing it?
I notice positive effects when I do get into it. Um,
Mhm.
you know what's probably honestly been like the most uh, impactful mindfulness habit that I've had and that I still do to some degree is if I read something that like triggers me, yeah, not like a social post or something like that, but like or work, or if I hear something, I don't know, just something that triggers me a little bit, just
Like the Chick-fil-A?
taking
The
that.
Chick-fil-A fans getting really mad about the cauliflower
Yeah,
sandwich?
the Chick-fil-A, or pretty much like every like 5 times an episode, you say something that just completely triggers me. So, instead of initially responding, just like taking that like 20 seconds to take a few breaths and like sit back and um like that, it makes such a difference. I mean, I'm joking about you, but
Yeah.
it makes such a difference to just take a beat. Just take a few breaths, take a beat, not react immediately, but just like uh, gather yourself and then reread it and reapproach it. And I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like that a lot. I mean, that is very true. If everyone in the world did that, when they started to feel themselves getting worked up, they just stopped and they stopped the
Uh-huh.
inputs and the stimulus and they just sat with it. I think we'd be way better off. And I could certainly stand to do more of that. I don't get too triggered very often, which is good. I don't know why. I'm just sort of lucky, I guess, in that way. Uh,
Yeah.
but I definitely when I do, like, that's a great thing. And I don't always remember to do that by any means.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Because you do all the triggering. That's
Yeah,
why you
that's
don't
right.
get triggered.
That's my outlet. I just get all that energy out by triggering myself. It's in the name of world class entertainment here. We have to do something for the people so that they stay on here.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, only joking. All right. Let's see. What's number 5?
Number 5 is get sober.
Get sober,
Hey, we've
curious.
done some of
Love this
that.
one.
That's what
Uh
we are.
huh.
I'm in the curious phase. I'm not really
Hmm.
actively getting sober, but I'm definitely wondering what it would be like. Sober is the wrong word because that sounds like I'm like even getting buzzed every night, and I'm just not. I just have a drink,
Mm.
and then I don't feel it. I just like it. So I don't know if that's the right word. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm just here in some sort of denial. But anyway, the point is, recent years people have been doing this, and this is true. I definitely have noticed there's a much bigger interest now in drinking less than there was before, or not drinking at all. Uh,
Hmm.
so we've talked about this plenty on this very show, not this episode, but this show itself, not just No Meat Athlete Radio. And yeah, varying success. The non-alcoholic beers have definitely decreased my alcohol intake by a lot. Recently, it hasn't been so much the number of nights, but like very often, instead of a second drink, I'll have the non-alcoholic instead, and that's good. So I don't know.
Um.
How about you?
Yeah. What it would be really interesting to me, and I'm trying to look it up right now, um, is if alcohol consumption has been impacted at all or gone down at all over the last few years, like overall, like
Right, just purchasing
um,
in general. It definitely spiked during COVID,
yeah,
right?
It definitely spiked during COVID. So that's probably not a good. You'd have to take out those years, but like you said, it's people are talking about it. It's becoming a thing. Lots of non-alcoholic drinks.
Yep.
These damp January or dry January, damp February, whatever. Like that is such a thing that like no one was talking about just a few years ago, but I'd be curious to know if it's actually impacted overall alcohol consumption, or if it's just a subset of people that are fired
Right.
up about it.
Very good question. We did say some stats like a month ago where it was like the growth in the non-alcoholic beverage industry where they're alcohol removed that were like, beverages that would be alcoholic, but they're not. That was a huge growth. I forget the numbers on it. But then the interesting thing was like, I think 80 some percent of people purchasing those were also purchasing regular alcohol. They weren't just replacing alcohol with it or entirely. They weren't going alcohol free. They were just like I am, buying that along with regular alcohol. So that
So
doesn't
that would imply that maybe alcohol consumption has gone down, right? I mean,
sort
if
of
you're substituting some of that.
right, unless you're just drinking more beverages, period. Now and some
Yeah.
of them, but
Okay.
you have to imagine that it has among people buying that at least, but it doesn't mean that it's true for
Yeah.
everybody. So yeah, we should look that up. I'd like to know that. I'm gonna ask the AI that one day. Speaking of which, AI, my daughter last night had to write a thank you note to her bus driver, and she was like, "Hey, Daddy, can you type in that chat thing to make it type up a thank you note or a Valentine's whatever for my bus driver?" And I was like, "All right, we got a pretty good note too. It was great."
That's
That was
funny.
I was just
That's really
smart that
funny.
like she just has caught on to like, hey, I can use this tool because
Uh-huh.
I don't think to do that because I guess I'm so used
Uh-huh.
to not. But I did.
That's really funny.
I took the time. I said like,
He's gonna get like 10 different versions of the similar note. Like
possibly. Well, it was a good chance to learn, right? Because I said like, if you want this to be heartfelt, you probably don't want to cheat on this, right? Like if I wrote mommy's Valentine's card
Mm.
this way, that wouldn't be a good thing, and it wouldn't be good for me. I'd be cheating myself by doing that. And so for her
Yeah.
next note, which she had to write someone else, I said let's do it Mad Lib style, and we'll tell it to leave some blanks to fill in for you, and it did a great job of that too.
Oh
So
wow.
anyway, so the point was AI can help us, doesn't need to replace what we're doing, and so a lesson was learned. But I was impressed. All right. Last one is a good one. Wear sunscreen. Wear sunscreen year round, they say. So it's not just all the time. You do it daily on your face, even in the winter, essential for individuals over 50 as it reduces the risk of skin cancer and slows the aging process. So that, I mean, it's kind of controversial. I think there are people who disagree with that. I don't know if those disagreements are based in much science, but there are people who say, well, the sunscreen itself is going to cause cancer and do more harm than good. Um, I have a dermatologist friend on this golf trip I go to every year, and I always kind of try to make that argument to him, just sort of try to trigger him, really. And he then,
See?
and he always comes back with good science about why that's a bad argument, and you really should wear sunscreen. Sun's rays are, scientifically known to cause cancer in large amounts. They add up over your lifetime, and sunscreen prevents you from doing so. And the other thing is like evolution wouldn't. This isn't his argument, but evolution isn't going to. I know it feels good to go in the sun, and therefore it's an activity that increases fecundity. It increases reproductive ability, increases health in the short term, right? So evolution rewards it, but evolution doesn't care about what happens when you're 60 or 70 and you've been doing that your whole life. So
Right. Right.
it's something that makes you feel good and seems good when you're young. Uh, it just evolution just has no say in how it is for your body, right? So even if it's sort of natural to do, it doesn't mean you can do it your whole life and be fine. So
Right.
anyway, I'm kind of a believer here. I definitely don't wear sunscreen every day, but I wear a lot more than I used to. So I'm kind of coming around.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't wear it every day either. But I do think it's the right thing to do. I've had a few friends who have had skin cancer
Yeah.
in certain spots, and it just seems like such an easily preventable thing that
Yeah. Right. Right.
that's it. But unfortunately, I never really formed the habit, but I should. Somebody points out, let's see, Kate, aka River Cat, points out that it prevents wrinkles too. And Leslie
There you
Knight
go.
suggests using zinc-based sunscreen starting as young as possible.
Yeah, the zinc stuff is tough because it doesn't rub in very well. So you have like the lifeguard
Mm.
nose, or your face looks like a ghost. So but yeah, I think it's thought to be more natural at least. So people like the zinc. Oh,
Steven says, I didn't know this. As a flight attendant, we have our flying hours restricted because of cosmic radiation, simply working closer to the sun. I had no idea about that.
wow, that's amazing. It's probably not the proximity to the sun, right? It's just the less atmosphere that is between you and the sun, I would think, is the important factor there, right? Because it's like a billionth of a percent less distance. But I think the atmosphere thing makes a lot of sense. Very interesting. Who knew? I'm gonna close my window next time I'm on a plane up in the air.
Yeah.
I actually will.
All right.
Okay. Well, so yeah, there's no more good points from anyone, but a lot of comments. Just trying to see if there's anything else. Sweep through here. We're kind of long show today. We had a little break in the middle.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Leslie says this is in response to your zinc thing. Leslie says the old ones were white. The new ones, there's some good new ones on your face every day.
Good. Okay. Great. Like that. All right. Well, that was fun. I enjoyed that article. We've got another good one tomorrow about combining foods for optimal absorption, specifically for vegetarians and vegans. So that will be good. But we did not get to it today. But anyway, good. Thanks everyone for bearing with us during the technical issue of Wi-Fi reset. Even it knocked out YouTube, and I know I've been saying YouTube is good. But anyway, we saved it. So thank you for hanging around. And thanks everyone for the great engagement today. Very good comments. Hope you enjoy your Valentine's Day, whether you're spending it all by your lonesome or with someone. Just have a nice time.
Absolutely.
All right.
We will hopefully see you tomorrow, assuming catastrophe doesn't continue to strike in the Hay House.
Let's hope. Good luck. Tell everyone we hope they feel better again.
Yep.
All right.
I will. All right.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.